So, as we know that yeast cell, also we can say that complete plant. It is a unicellular non-green plant, which is a family of fungus basically. So now if you notice it, what will happen means here, first of all, we have to take a one yeast cell. So it is a unicellular organism. Is it yes or no, guys? So if we'll consider unicellular organism, which contains, what it is contains inside, it contains cytoplasm. Yes or no? So now which contains cytoplasm and as well as a parent yeast cell looks like this. Remember all of you. So one empty area, white color and as well as one black dot. This is what we used to call as nucleus. What we used to call, guys? Nucleus we used to say. So this is what how a unicellular yeast cell will be appears. Clear? So this is what I can say, parent yeast cell. Parent yeast cell. So now observe very carefully. Very important, guys. This picture also will come in exam. So now this is what will happen. So now if you'll notice it here. Okay. So now first of all, what will happen? First, a bird appears on the outside of the cell wall. Understand? So means in the sense of it will slowly, you can notice it, observe very carefully. So first of all, what will happen? A small bird will appear on the outside of what? Outside of yeast cell. So by the time what is happening? So first we can observe the small bird on the bird forming on the outside of appears on the outside of the cell wall. So then you can notice it, the nucleus of parent yeast cell then divides into two parts and one part of the nucleus moves into the bird. So nucleus is separating into two and it will be one part of the nucleus is moves into what? It will be moves into inside the bird. Understand everybody? That is what it will happen. So once bird will form, the nucleus will separating into two categories, understand, two parts, and one part of the nucleus is transferred into inside the bird. Is it okay, Arvind? Are you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So once first what will happen? First bird will form. Later nucleus will separating into move into two. Understand, two parts and one part of the nucleus will move inside the bird. That is what we can say. Bird forming. What is forming? Bird form. Okay. So now once this bird is forming, then ultimately the bird separate off from the parent yeast cell and it will form a new yeast cell. That is what we used to call it. So now once once the bird is developed, then slowly you can see the bird is nipped off, means in the sense of it is separated from the parent cell and it will be forming into what? It will be forming into a new cell. Is it okay, guys? This is what it will happen. So we can say that this is what a new yeast cell. What is this? New yeast cell. Is it okay, everybody? Have you understand? So once the first bird will form, later nucleus is separating into two parts and one part of the nucleus will move into inside the yeast cell, yeast bird. So later it will be detached from the parent yeast cell and will be grown into a new yeast cell. Any doubt till here? Please respond.
No, sir.
Yeah. So now if you notice it, this process is very fast in yeast cell. It is not very slow or like it will take a long time to form the new yeast cell. So this process is very fast. So that is why what will happen means first, understand, birds start forming their own birds and all of them remains attached to the parent yeast, means in the sense of if you take, so this every bird again immediately this bird will separating into what? New yeast cell again will start forming the new bird, again new bird, like that. Every first of all, because this process is very fast process, so that what will happen? So first of all, what is happening, guys? So first, suppose first parent will form. Is it okay, guys? This is what the first bird. So now this bird again will form new bird. Understanding? So again they will form new bird, like that. It is a very fast process, so that all the birds will be attached to the parent cell only, initial parent cell. Later only they will be separating out. This is what will happen in the yeast cell, because it is a very fast process. So long chain of yeast cells will form at a time, then later only they will detach from the parent cell. Are you understand everybody? So they will form their own buds and all of them remains attached to the parent yeast. Then later they will form what? A chain of yeast cell will form. A chain of yeast cells will form. So later what will happen? After some time, all yeast cells of the chain separate from one another and they will be grown into a individual yeast plant. That is what it will happen. Is it okay, guys? Basically, if you consider a single yeast cell, single bud will form. But what will happen? This is it is a very fast process. Understand? So that is why once the first bird will form, this bird will generate another bird. That bird will generate another bird. Like that, very fastly they will form a long chain of yeast cells. Understand everybody? That is what it will happen. So this is what how the budding process will take place inside the yeast cell. So that is how inside the yeast non-green plant and how this cytoplasm and nucleus will separate. This is what the picture which will explain you very clearly. So in this, anybody is having doubt, you please kindly ask. If not, you can draw the structure and you can understand whatever you understand, you can write it. How many of you understand this yeast budding? Clear? Hydra and yeast. Yes?
Yes, sir.
So now, any doubt, you can write. First budding, definition alone you write, later you can. Others also tell them to join here. What is this? Yeah, definition is right. In budding, a small part of the body, small part of the parent organism, grows out as a bird, which then detaches and become a new organism, Example, we can observe in which one, guys? A simple multicellular animal called as Hydra and a single cellular plant, non-green plant called as what?
Yeast.
That is what example. Hydra and yeast. So first you can keep heading Hydra.
Sir?
Yeah. Tell me, Manoj.
Sir, last line can you say again?
Detaches and become a new organism. Okay, Humaira?
Okay, sir.
Clear, everybody? Now Hydra, you can keep Hydra and you can draw these 4 figures. So what is the initial stage? A small bird will form. Later this bird is also a what? Bird is also a group of cells. It is not a single cell. A group of cells will be together and they will form a new bird. And this bird will well grown into a new Hydra. And later what? New Hydra will separate. Okay? It will be grown into a new Hydra. And it will be separate. Is it okay? Clear, everybody? Varsini? Yes, write it. It will automatically come, Kevin. It will be some kind of cells will start separating out from the body. That is only will grow into a new Hydra. That's all. Okay, it will take place at any part of the hydra. Understand, Kevin? Some cells will start coming out from the body. That's all. Okay, guys.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so now this is what about the hydra. Next, after hydra, what you have to take? Yeast. So yeast, you can say yeast is a what? It is a plant, unicellular non-green plant, which is a family of fungus. So yeast cell also we can say complete plant. So now how it will take place? Budding, you can draw like this. So first what will happen? A budding will form on the parent yeast cell. Later only nucleus will separate. And one part of the nucleus will move into the inside bud. But this process is a very continuous and fast process, so that each bird will form a new birds and they all will attach to the parent fungus. Understand? Parent yeast cell only. So they will form a chain of yeast cells. Later only they will separating into individual yeast plants. Is it okay, guys? That is what the process will happen. Okay, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now, usually bakeries and all, if you notice it, this yeast is available because to grow certain kind of sponges like cakes and all, this everything, they will use this yeast basically. So we have a lot of importance in biochemistry and this biology process, like formation of curd. Formation of curd also, it is having what? What is the bacteria inside?
Lactobacillus bacteria.
Yes, like that, yeast cells is also more important in certain kind of organisms, like even certain kind of process, that even we can observe this one in laboratory also. So now we can study this process of asexual reproduction yeast by budding in the laboratory. So now how we can study? Suppose somebody will ask you how you can study this asexual reproduction of budding of yeast in laboratory means. So what we have to take, how to do, that is all I will explain. So now just to study, this is only for our understanding. So in laboratory you can take, so how to observe this one is yeast budding. So observe here, first of all we have to take 100 ml of water in conical flask. So you all people know conical flask. Conical flask will be like this. Have you noticed it in our laboratory? So this is what we used to call as conical flask. Understand, everyone? Yes. So now we have to take how much? 100 ml of water we have to take it. Inside it. 100 ml of water. Okay. So now if you notice it, and you dissolve 10 grams of sugar inside it. How many grams, guys? 10 grams of sugar. This is what our first step. So first step, you have to take 100 ml of water, and the next you have to add what? 10 grams of sugar in it. Now, then add 5 grams of yeast. It will be available even in market also. 5 grams of yeast powder, which we used to call as yeast granules, to this sugar solution, and we have to stir it. So after that, what we have to add? 5 grams of yeast cells. Yeast granules we can say. Okay, or else yeast powder. So now once if we'll add inside everything, we have to stir with a glass rod. This is what we can say, glass rod. We have to stir it very properly, because everything it should mix properly. So we have to mix it. Is it okay, guys? So now what we have to take means, put a cotton plug in the neck of the conical flask. So once if you have stirred it, then you have to take, so we have a mixture of now. So what is that? Mixture of everything. So what we have to mix, guys? First one we have to take water, later 10 grams of sugar, and later 5 grams of what it is? A powder, yeast powder. So now once if you have done, then here you have to keep a cotton plug. So with the cotton we have to close what? We have to close the opening of conical flask. Conical flask. This is what we have to keep it. What is this called as, guys? Cotton plug. Okay. So now if you'll observe, the conical flask containing what kind of things, guys? Sugar solution. What contains it is? Sugar solution. We dissolved sugar, correct or not, in water. Sugar solution, And what it contains? We added with what? Plus it's a mixture of what, guys? Sugar solution and yeast. Yes or no? So now just you have to keep it understanding for a 3 or 5 days in a warm place, means where it is a very warm climate or not. If you keep this mixture of yeast cells and as well as sugar solution for 3 to 5 days, where we have to place? We have to place in a warm place. Understand? So now after that you can see when if you'll observe in the flask, the yeast culture is ready for examination. So after 3 to 4 days, if you'll come and observe how the budding will take place and all, we can observe in the yeast cells reproducing by budding, we can see this yeast culture under high power of microscope. If you'll observe with the high power of microscope, we can see how this yeast is forming by budding, the same way what we have drawn in the picture here. So now, if you take a small quantity of yeast cell, once if you observe after 3 to 5 days of this one, now it is ready for how this yeast culture is forming. So now we have to take what after this 3 or 5 days, we will take a small quantity of yeast culture solution from near the bottom of the conical flask with the help of some kind of a droppers. Droppers, you know guys, polio drops and all will keep droppers. You people heard a dropper? Yes. Dropper, you know. You people don't know droppers, Ra. By pressing, they will take some liquid inside and they will press into the mouth. Tika and all, they will keep, correct, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, with the help of dropper. So with the help of dropper, from the bottom of the conical flask, we have to take a certain amount of yeast culture solution. So now if you'll observe, with the help of this dropper, and if you'll place a drop of this solution in a clean slide, that is what microscope slide we can say. So if you'll drop one drop of this one, understand, with the help of this, and it will be looks like this one drop. So now you can see, if you'll observe, after adding this one drop of this culture solution, now if you'll add a little of iodine solution over that, what we have to add, guys? Little of iodine solution. Okay, so now once if you'll add this iodine solution, then if you'll place a, understand, so over cover slip, once if you'll add the iodine solution, one more slide we have to keep, one more glass slide we have to place it, means like a covering one after one. So now you can see, if you'll keep the slide under the microscope and observe it for first with a low power and later medium power and high power microscope, then you can see how this formation of buds will take place means. So just 1 second, I will show you the picture also, that microscopic picture, how it is forming and how it is inside. If you see with the high power of microscope magnification, then we can see the picture inside how it is forming this budding. So just 1 second, I will show you the pictures also. Now you can see how either it is really like what the diagram we have drawn or not, is it matching or not, you can see here. Can you able to see this picture, everybody? Yes. So now this is the microscopic picture of solution of the yeast culture. If you'll observe from the slides, then this is what is happening. Is it similar to that or not? What the picture we have drawn? Have you noticed it? The yeast cells are developing here. Yes?
Yes, sir.
So the formation of buds in the yeast cells and how they will separate from the parent cell, everything we can observe very clearly. So what will happen? First, a bud will form on the parent yeast cell. Later, nucleus will separate. Nucleus will separating into two parts, and one part of the nucleus will go to the new bud, and later this bud also will develop into what, like it will form multiple times. So every time the new bud will form, so that bud also will form what, new buds, like that it will form a chain of yeast cells. So later only they will be separating out. This is what we used to call as yeast budding. So we can observe this one in the chemical laboratory also. You can go to any biology laboratory or chemistry laboratory with the help of high powerful microscopes. We can observe this yeast culture. This is what we can say, yeast culture. So basically this yeast powder used for making yeast culture in the laboratory will be looks yellow color. What is the color of yeast powder, guys? It is a non-green plant, correct? So it is available even in the market also. You can ask in some kind of shops it is available. Yeast powder, if you ask, they will give you. So you people can see it even practically also in our laboratory. So only thing, to make the solution very clear, we have to add one more here, iodine solution, to make it visible. Understanding, to make the cells observe very clearly, we have to add what, guys? Iodine solution over the culture, this yeast culture solution. That's all. Okay, guys? Clear, everybody? This is what you have to understand. Now, if you'll observe, this is what in yeast culture also. Now, some more example, if you take, for example, you may be heard about sponges. Have you heard about sponges, guys? Sponges, this is also one kind of organ, like a yeast sponges also. And as well as if you'll observe, corals, this is also some kind of unicellular organisms which will form by budding only. Okay, so now if you'll observe sponges and corals, if you'll observe here, this is also will form by budding only, but the buds will never detach from the parent organism. So they will permanently, what will happen if you take, for example, sponges and all, if this is the parent one, then once it will form the bird, understand? Once it will form the birding. So then this birding, what will happen? In the yeast, what is happening, guys? They are separating out. After forming a long chain, they are separating out. Correct or not? But if you observe this sponges and corals, then once the budding will form, they will never separate out from the parent cell. They will be permanently stick to this parents only, remains attached. Are you understand, everyone? They remains attached to the parent cell permanently. So now these birds then grown and they will reproduce birds from their own, but still they will be attached to the parent cell only. That is what you can observe. Like we can say one house is attached to another house, like apartment. Understand? So everybody is having individual houses, but still all are attached to the single basement. Yes or no? Yes. In apartments, you can see. Is it having individual basements or single basement for every cell? Like first floor, you can say ground floor. So ground floor after first floor is attached to second floor attached to third floor. Like that, every bird will produce new bird, but all the birds is attached to the parent organism permanently. So this is what it will happen in sponges and corals. Is it okay, guys? Everybody, please respond. This is what we used to call as budding. So the budding is the what? A second method of asexual reproduction. So if you'll understand this one, then we have to go with the next type of reproductive asexual reproduction. That is what we used to call as spore formation. What we used to call? Kevin, what is your doubt, Kevin? Can you ask me? Hello? Kevin,
Sir, if it not detach, how the new other organism will form, sir?
Yeah, it is the parent. Then bird itself, again the nucleus will split into two. Again, new bird will form. So like this, everything will be detached. So here, that will be. Here, this parent may form another bird. This cell, it will form into a new bird. Like that, new birds will form like a yeast, but they will never detach from the parent. Always they will stick to, remains attached to the parent in these kind of organisms, sponges and corals. Okay, that is what it is happening.
Okay.
Yeah. So now this is all about what, guys? A second type of asexual reproduction called as budding. So now if you how many of you understand this? Have you understand this or not? Respond me. Yes. Meeting is not going to end. I'll take a little bit more time. No issues. Holiday only. Yeah? So now if you notice it, Jesse, have you understand what is budding clearly?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now if you understand, then these examples also you can write sponges and corals, which is not, the birds are not detached from the parent permanently. Then examples are this one, sponges and corals. Even though they will form birding, but the birds will never detach from the parent. These are the examples, sponges and corals. So now this is all about the second type of asexual reproduction. Now if we'll go to the third one, what is the third method, guys? Anybody? What is the third method of asexual reproduction?
Spore formation.
Spore formation. Yes or no? So now the spore formation usually very important one. Totally we have how many methods? 6 or 7? We have 6 methods correct. So one is fission, the second one is budding, and third one is spore formation, and fourth one is regeneration, fifth one is fragmentation, and last one is what? Vegetative
propagation.
Yes or no? So now let us comes to the spore formation. Before, if you want to understand the first spore formation, so now we need to know something about spores. What it is? We need to know the meaning of spore. What do you mean by the spore? So remember, observe very carefully. Spores are the microscopic. What do you mean by spores means? What is that? They are the microscopic asexual reproductive bodies which are covered by a hard protective coat. That is what we used to call as spore. So what do you mean by spore, guys? It is a microscopic asexual reproductive bodies. Microscopic asexual reproductive bodies which are covered by a hard protective coat. That is what we used to call as spores. So now once it will be if will come to the certain stage, this coat enables them to survive under unfavorable conditions, again like multiple fission. Same way, if actually it is protected by the spores are protected by very hard protective coating, but in a certain under unfavorable conditions. Understanding, like for example, no food will have. If there is no food, what will happen, guys? If the animal will die or not? Please respond. If you don't have food, what will happen? We people will die or not? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the unfavorable conditions like lack of food, lack of water, and extremely high temperatures means at normal atmospheric conditions are not available. Then at this understanding, what will happen? This unfavorable conditions, the spores will grow and they will start producing into new plants. For example, you can take basically when the conditions are favorable, like enough sufficient food is available, water is available, and temperature is available. Understand? So the spores grow and they will produce the new plants. But if these spores are kind of seeds or any kind of plants, you can see they are very light and they will keep on floating in air all around us. That is what we used to call. But basically these spores are what? This when this coat will come, this hard protective coat, when it will come, guys, only when unfavorable conditions are there. Means no sufficient food is available, no sufficient water is available, and extremely high temperatures are there. By the time this formations, like this grown of new organisms won't take place. This all will cover with a very hard protective layer, because if one parent is present, if the conditions are not proper, if they will give the birth to the new baby, is it the baby will alive or will die? Can I understand my question? If suppose some parents are there, their conditions are very bad. So even though they are ready to give a birth to the new organism, but they cannot give the birth, because if they will give birth, what will happen? Is it the baby will survive or not survive?
Not survive, sir.
Not survive. So that is what will happen in the case of this also. So this whatever the hard protective coat I am saying, this coat will enables only understanding them only this plant, this force them to survive under unfavorable conditions like lack of food, lack of water, and extremely hot temperatures. But if the conditions are everything favorable, then like for example, food is available, water is available, and temperature is very suitable temperature, then the spores will start to grow and they will produce into a new plants. That is what you have to understand. So if we take a spores, this spores is a kind of seeds or plants we can take. It is all like a seeds, or we can say small plants which are having a very less weight, extremely small weight, and they will keep on floating in what? Floating in air, like air. Yes.
Sir, can you teach again?
Yes. So observe very carefully. Basically, if you consider, let me imagine this is what the spore. Humera, can you understand? This is what, let me consider spore. It contains inside certain kind of things like a seed or things. Okay. Seeds are, we can say, small plants. Now, it is covered with some kind of protective layer. Basically, it is covered with some kind of protective layer. So only this coat is enables. This is what we can say coat. This coat is enables only in unfavorable conditions. Unfavorable conditions. So means by the time it won't split into new organisms, because it will split also, it cannot survive. So what is this unfavorable conditions means? No food, no water, and extremely high temperatures. High temperatures. So by the time the spores will never split into new organisms, they all will sit silently by forming a hard protective layer. That is what it is. Hard protective coat. That is what I am saying. Hard protective coat. When the unfavorable conditions. Now, when the conditions are very favorable, when the conditions are favorable, means in the sense of enough food is available, water is available, light, everything, suitable temperature available, then these spores will start growing and they will forming into a new individual organisms. Do you understand, Himera? This is what I am saying. It will forming into a new individual organisms, means in the sense of in the form of a small seeds, or in the form of small plants, and their weight is very less, so that they always will fly, or we can say floating in air all around us. That is what it will happen. Okay. So now they are very small, so we cannot even see them with our naked eye also, because extremely small in size they are. So that is why we have to see, if you want to observe this one, this spore formation, asexual reproduction in spore formation, again we have to observe with the help of powerful microscopes only. Okay. So now if you take examples of this one, so you can say, for example, a common bread mold. Have you noticed the bread mold? Some bread mold, if you buy a bread and if you forget to eat after 2 days after expired date, you may notice a small light greenish color thing is forming on it. Have you noticed it? How many of you observed that? Small kind of greenish layer is forming on the bread. That is what we used to call it as bread mold. Have you noticed it? Please respond. Yes. So this bread mold, once if you are not consuming the bread in time, then a greenish color layer, a green color layer bread, some kind of thing is forming on the surface of bread. That is what we can say spoiled bread. So like you can notice it next time, you can buy a bread today and you can keep 5 days, 6 days open area. So after that you may notice it really. I'm not joking. You can see today you can buy one piece of bread and you can observe by Monday, you can notice it once it is expired, and if it is growing, if it is kept not protective, then as you can see a greenish color bread mold is growing on it. That is what we can say. It is a fungus actually. What is that? It is the fungus family. That fungus name called as Rhizopus. What is that fungus, guys? A Rhizopus fungus. So this is what it will forming by spore formation only. That is what asexual reproduction. So this is all the things we will study in the next class. So how this spore formation will takes place, and how to study this one, and is it anything even we can observe from this? We are having a importance also. How many of you know that penicillin antibiotic drug called as penicillin? Have you know penicillin injection? Penicillin, yes, that is also developed from the one of the fungus only, and this fungus will developed by this spore formation only. So that all the things we will study in the next class. This is what it is about. What is spore? So spore means you have to understand that one. So later we will study what is this spore formation, and as well as regeneration we will study in the tomorrow's class. So once that will over, and last two things, fragmentation and vegetative propagation, we will finish it by Sunday. So Sunday, if it is this over means, then we will go for artificial propagation of plants. That is over means one half of the chapter will be over. So once half of our over, then what is that? Asexual reproduction is over. Then asexual reproduction is over. We will go with the what? Sexual reproduction. The sexual reproduction, it will take one more week. So we'll try to finish by January first week. Maximum we'll try to finish by January first week. So sexual reproduction also, it will take hardly 1 week. So every day if we will continue, maximum will finish within a week. So with this I will stop. So hope you all understand what is budding and as well as multiple fission. And just you remember what is spore. So later we can study what is this spore formation. So now spore alone, definition alone, please all of you write. Later we can study that, right? Spores are the microscopic asexual reproductive bodies. Spores are the microscopic asexual reproductive bodies. Asexual reproductive bodies which are covered by a hard protective coat. When this coat will enable guys, when this coat will protect us, protect the spores, only when in hard protective coat. When it will happens, only this coat will be happens when
unfavorable conditions.
Unfavorable conditions. If the conditions are favorable, then immediately it will start forming into a new plants. That is what you have to remember. Only this, that is what I am saying, a protective coat. Okay. So like you can say deserts and all. What is that plant? Desert plants and all does not have leaves, yes or no? So they will store the water and they are having a thick wax layer also on the surface of the leaves, the desert plants and all, because they will protect the plants from the transpiration and all. They won't allow to evaporate the water from the leaves. Means they will restrict the transpiration. The same way here also, during unfavorable conditions, a hard protective coat will form around these seeds or plants. That is what we used to call as spores. So later, if the conditions are favorable, the coat will disappear and the seeds or small plants will spread across us and they will grow into new organisms. That is what we used to call as spore formation. So that regarding this, we will study in the next class. So with this, I will stop. Thank you all. We'll meet tomorrow.